Have you ever felt a whisper of guidance deep within you, a faint echo that pushes you towards an unknown path? That is your higher self, the wise and compassionate essence within you, yearning to communicate and guide you toward your fullest potential. But what if you are missing out on its profound wisdom simply because you haven't learned how to listen? This must be avoided at all costs. To do so, we must understand that the journey begins by aligning ourselves with the present moment. The present is more than just a fragment of time. It is the gateway to connecting with our higher self. In the teachings of many spiritual traditions, the present moment is hailed as the only true reality. The past and the future are constructs of the mind that often distract us from the essence of life that unfolds here and now. But how do we align with the present? Imagine walking through a forest. Your mind is a whirlwind of thoughts about what awaits you tomorrow or reflections on yesterday. In this state, the beauty of the forest eludes you. The bird's song, the whisper of the leaves, and the fragrance of the earth are merely background noise. However, if you stop, breathe deeply, and allow yourself to be truly in that moment, something changes. The forest comes alive, and in that vibrancy, you find a part of yourself awakening. This awakened self is more receptive, calm, and connected. It is in this state of connection that the whispers of our higher self become audible. The art of aligning with the present moment is similar to the ancient practice of mindfulness. It's about being fully engaged with what we are doing, feeling, or thinking at the moment without judgment or distraction. This doesn't mean ignoring our responsibilities or planning for the future, but rather engaging with our current experience with full awareness. When we wash the dishes, we feel the warmth of the water and the smoothness of the plates. When we eat, we savor each bite, noticing the textures and flavors. Parables from various traditions echo this wisdom. Consider the Zen parable of the tea ceremony, where the act of preparing and drinking tea is not just a routine, but a profound practice of mindfulness. Each step, from boiling water to pouring tea, is done with focus and total presence, turning the mundane into the sacred. This parable teaches us that by immersing ourselves in the now, we create a space for our higher self to communicate with us. But why is the present moment so powerful? Because in the present, the noise of the ego diminishes. The ego thrives in the past and the future, in regrets and worries. When we anchor ourselves in the now, the ego's grip loosens, and our true essence can shine through. This essence is not tainted by societal expectations, fears, or pre-established narratives. It is pure, authentic, and infinitely wise. It is the part of us that knows our true path, our deepest desires, and our untapped potentials. Aligning with the present moment, therefore, is not just about mindfulness. It's about creating a conduit for our higher self to guide us, about opening our hearts and minds to the wisdom that has always been there, waiting for us to listen. As we embark on this journey of alignment, we discover that the guidance we seek is closer than we thought. It's in the gentle nudge to take a different path on our morning walk, in the sudden inspiration that arises when we are fully engaged in a task, or in the peace that envelops us when we truly listen to someone. Chapter 2. Tuning into intuition. To listen to the higher self, we must delve into a practice deeply rooted in the wisdom of sages and mystics throughout the ages, tuning into intuition. Intuition, often described as inner knowledge or a gut feeling, is a direct line to our higher self. It bypasses the rational mind, offering guidance that feels both profound and inherently right. This part of our exploration seeks to illuminate how to harness this powerful tool. Imagine standing at a crossroads with no signs or maps to guide you. Your mind may analyze each path, weighing pros and cons, but there is a part of you that already knows which way to go. This knowledge doesn't shout, it whispers gently yet firmly, nudging you. That is intuition in action, a compass gifted to us by our higher self. Tuning into our intuition begins with recognizing that it speaks a different language from our logical mind. It communicates through feelings, sensations, and sometimes through symbols in dreams or meditations. To hear it, we must learn to listen differently. One way to foster this connection is by creating space for silence and reflection. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, the voice of our intuition is easily drowned out. By setting aside time for stillness, we allow ourselves to hear it more clearly. This could be through spending time in nature or simply sitting quietly with our thoughts. The key is to be receptive and open without expectations. The practice of tuning into intuition is akin to learning to play a new instrument. At first, the sounds may be awkward and uncertain, but with patience and practice, we begin to recognize the melody. Similarly, as we tune into our intuition, we learn to distinguish its guidance from the cacophony of our thoughts and emotions. Philosophical traditions like Stoicism emphasize the importance of introspection and listening to the inner voice as paths to wisdom. They teach us that within each of us lies a wellspring of knowledge, untainted by external influences. By looking inward, we connect with this source. It is also beneficial to keep a journal of intuitive insights and gut feelings. Over time, you'll notice patterns and how often your intuition pointed you in the right direction. This not only strengthens your trust in your internal guidance system, but also helps clarify the ways your higher self communicates with you. However, tuning into intuition also requires us to differentiate between fear-based reactions and genuine intuitive guidance. Fear is often loud, insistent, and rooted in past experiences or future anxieties. Intuition, on the other hand, feels more grounded, calm, and centered, even if it leads us out of our comfort zone. This journey of connecting with our intuition echoes the philosophy of Baruch Spinoza, who lived in the 17th century. Spinoza believed that by understanding our inner nature and the nature of the universe, we could achieve true happiness and peace. He argued that everything in the universe is connected, and by aligning our mind with this universal truth, we can access deeper wisdom. Spinoza's philosophy encourages us to look beyond our immediate perceptions and emotions toward the underlying reality that connects us all. It suggests that by doing so, we connect with a form of intuition much deeper than mere gut feelings, an intuition that is a direct understanding of the unity of all things, bringing with it a sense of peace and contentment. According to Spinoza, to reach this state of understanding and connection, we must cultivate a certain way of living and thinking. This involves embracing our emotions and experiences not as definitive truths, but as parts of a larger, more complex puzzle. By observing and reflecting on our experiences without attachment, we can begin to see the broader patterns and laws that govern the universe. By tuning into our intuition, we open ourselves to guidance that is perfectly aligned with the journey of our soul. It is a reminder that we are not alone on this path. Our higher self is always with us, offering direction and support. Chapter 3. Shadow Work. As we delve deeper into the realms of self-discovery and connection with our higher self, we venture into the domain of shadow work. This often overlooked but profoundly transformative practice invites us to confront and integrate the parts of ourselves that we have rejected. Shadow work is not just a method, it is a journey toward wholeness, where we uncover the hidden treasures of our psyche and learn to embrace the full spectrum of our being. The concept of the shadow was first introduced by Carl Jung, who believed that within each of us resides an aspect that we perceive as negative and therefore choose to repress. These repressed parts can include unacknowledged fears, suppressed desires, and unresolved internal conflicts. By ignoring them, we give these shadows power over our lives, often manifesting as inexplicable anxieties, self-sabotage, and patterns that seem impossible to break. Shadow work requires courage. It asks us to dive into the parts of ourselves that we have been taught to hide or feel ashamed of. However, it is within these dark corners that our higher self whispers invaluable truths, guiding us toward healing and authenticity. The process begins with acknowledgement. We must first recognize that the shadow exists and that it holds key insights into our deeper self. This step is not about judgment, but about curiosity and compassion. Imagine encountering a frightened child in a dark forest. Would you turn away, or would you approach with understanding and care? This child represents the neglected parts of ourselves that long for recognition and love. Reflection plays a crucial role in shadow work. Through practices like journaling, meditation, and guided visualization, we can explore our inner landscape and begin a dialogue with our shadows. Questions like, what am I most afraid of, or why does this particular situation affect me so deeply, can open doors to profound insights. Integration is the goal of shadow work. It's not about eradicating these darker aspects, but understanding their origin and finding ways to incorporate them into our being. This integration brings with it a sense of peace and wholeness, as we no longer expend energy trying to fight or repress parts of ourselves. Philosophical and spiritual traditions from around the world speak to the importance of embracing our whole being. The Taoist concept of yin and yang, for example, teaches us about the balance of opposites, suggesting that harmony comes from recognizing and integrating all aspects of existence, including our own nature. Through shadow work, we learn that our higher self is not just the light, but also the darkness. It is the synthesis of all that we are. By integrating our shadows, we become more authentic and empowered, capable of navigating life with greater wisdom and compassion. Consider the parable of the two wolves within us, representing light and darkness. The one that thrives is the one we feed, but true power comes from understanding and acknowledging both. This teaches us that denying our darkness only leads to imbalance, while embracing it leads to true strength and harmony. Chapter 4. Dream Analysis. Dreams, those mysterious narratives that unfold while we sleep, are not just random sequences of thoughts and images. They are filled with symbolism and messages from our subconscious, and indeed, from our higher self. Engaging in dream analysis opens a unique and powerful channel for understanding our desires, fears, and guidance towards personal growth. Dreams have been considered throughout cultures and ages as windows to the soul, offering insights that the waking mind might overlook or repress. From the dream temples of ancient Greece to the psychoanalytical couch of Freud and Jung, dreams have been analyzed to unlock messages from the deepest recesses of the psyche. By exploring our dreams, we can gain insights into our path, uncover hidden forces, and address unresolved issues. The process of dream analysis begins with the simple act of remembering. Keeping a dream journal by your bed and writing down your dreams upon waking helps preserve the ephemeral messages delivered during sleep. This act of recording can be a meditation in itself, a way of telling the higher self that you are listening and open to its wisdom. Interpreting dreams requires an open mind and patience. Dreams speak the language of symbols, where objects, people, and scenarios are not always what they seem. A house might represent the self, and the condition of the house could reflect your current emotional or psychological state. Water often symbolizes emotions, and the state of the water, calm, stormy, clear, or murky, can provide insights into your emotional well-being. The process is not about applying universal meanings, but exploring what the symbols and narratives mean personally to you. It involves asking yourself questions about how you felt in the dream, the prominent symbols, and their significance in your waking life. This introspective practice can illuminate your deepest desires, fears, and the steps you may need to take toward healing and fulfillment. Jungian psychology offers a valuable framework for dream analysis, emphasizing the role of archetypes and the collective unconscious. According to Jung, our dreams are not only personal, but also connect to a universal bank of symbols and themes shared among all humans. By deciphering these symbols, we can connect not only with our higher self, but also with the collective wisdom of humanity. Dream analysis is also a mindfulness practice. It encourages us to live more attuned to our inner world, recognizing the interconnectedness of our conscious and unconscious lives. By paying attention to our dreams, we affirm the value of our inner experiences, fostering a deeper relationship with ourselves. Consider the story of a dreamer who, lost in a vast desert in their dream, discovers an oasis with a single tree in the middle. The dreamer sees this tree as a symbol of resilience and nourishment. Upon waking, they reflect on this symbol, realizing their need for self-care and connection with nature in their waking life. This dream, a message from their higher self, prompted a significant change in their life path. Dream analysis is a journey into the depths of the self, a dialogue with our higher self that can illuminate, challenge, and inspire. It is an invitation to explore the uncharted territories of our subconscious, revealing layers of meaning and guidance that can profoundly impact our waking life. Chapter 5. Meaningful synchronicities. These meaningful coincidences occur when seemingly unrelated events align in a way that holds significant personal meaning. Synchronicities are whispers from the universe, hints from our higher self that we are on the right path, or perhaps messages urging us to pay attention to something important in our lives. To engage with synchronicities, the first step is to cultivate a mindset of openness and awareness. This involves paying attention to the patterns and symbols that appear in our lives and recognizing the potential meaning they might hold. This doesn't mean looking for signs in everything, but rather staying open to the possibility that certain events, encounters, or symbols might carry a message from our higher self. For example, you might think of a friend you haven't seen in years and then unexpectedly run into them shortly afterward. Or during a period of indecision, you come across a book or a quote that speaks directly to your situation, offering clarity and direction. These are not mere coincidences, but synchronicities that can guide us toward our higher purpose or offer solutions to our problems. Engaging with synchronicities requires a balance between skepticism and belief. It's not about blindly following every sign or event as if it has divine meaning, but about keeping an open and receptive mind to the possibilities. Jung's psychology also offers valuable insights into synchronicities. He believed that these meaningful coincidences are manifestations of the deep connection between our individual psyche and the broader universe. For Jung, synchronicities are not just external events, but indicators of an underlying flow of energy and meaning that binds all existence together. By engaging with synchronicities, we immerse ourselves in this flow, recognizing our interconnectedness with the universe and opening the door to deeper guidance. Synchronicities can act as beacons in the darkness, guiding us through difficult times or pointing to hidden opportunities. But to fully benefit from them, we must be willing to listen, to set aside our expectations, and allow the universe to surprise us. Consider the synchronicity of a blocked artist who, after weeks of frustration, meets a stranger in a cafe who casually mentions a painting technique they had never considered before. Inspired by this chance encounter, the artist tries the technique and finds a new form of expression. This synchronicity, a message from their higher self, leads them to unlock their creativity and find a new direction in their art. Synchronicities are reminders that we are not alone on our journey. The universe is full of mysteries and magic waiting to be discovered. By engaging with these meaningful coincidences, we open ourselves to the guidance and support of our higher self, trusting that we are on the right path even when everything seems chaotic. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You are among the few who have the capacity for such sustained attention. To let me know you've reached this point, comment, "I am awake," and I will personally greet you in the comments. And with this, we conclude today's lesson. If it helped to open your mind a little more, we would greatly appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe to keep learning about fascinating topics like this. Thank you for your attention. Until next time.